Hey guys, sorry that we're not doing a video this episode.
ASMR, doesn't it?
ASMR.
It's just sound.
Yeah, so this week we're just doing audio episodes. We are uber busy, but we still wanted to get an episode out to you guys.
I'm making ASMR sounds. Can you hear my nails against the cup?
Ooh.
Welcome to Just Our Voices.
Ooh. So I had a conversation with a family member, so Wiran and I we belong to the same church. In our church, they they're going to start this thing where women may now be ordained as ministers.
Become priests.
Priests, yeah.
Or pastors. I don't know.
Priestess.
Whatever you guys know.
So for many years, this has not been a thing. For all the years
Since this church has been...
existed.
Yeah, has existed, yeah.
This has not been a thing. And there is concerns. And I thought to myself...
Just a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Jules and I both are very for this change.
Yeah.
We are very excited that finally we are able to have female ministers.
Yes.
Because it's been a thing that as you grow up, it's always been a question, but this question hasn't been answered, and finally we have that answer. So.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, like, as a guy, if I have a problem with a woman being a priest, it's my problem. It's not the woman's problem. And I just thought, and now my family, my uncle, he is also for this. But he said he did have to think about this and, deliberate with this thought. It stirred in his mind. And eventually he said he's okay with it, And I thought to myself, like, for me, it's like, why is it taking this long?
Yeah, it should have happened like
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
I honestly don't even think it should have been a thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, so now that you guys have the basis of our story, this is what we are talking about. As Joel said, women in positions of power.
Yeah.
And just...
normally positions that men used to take up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know why first of all, why it's taken this long. Like, I have an idea of what the reason could be. I think it's just the guy who was in charge was scared to be the one to make that change.
Yeah.
Because then you have to deal with all the backlash and... Because even though this is a good thing, there's going to be backlash and opinions and whatever.
Yeah.
Let's weigh up pros and cons.
Okay.
Like, in the sense of just, are there pros, are there cons? Just for the...
I to be honest, I don't think there's cons. I think there's difficulties, but I don't think there's like negatives.
Yeah.
I don't think like...
Cons as in it's a bad thing.
Yeah, but
No.
and when I say this, I think like in general, if a woman takes up a position that only men took up, I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing, or there will be some negative things toward with that decision. I do think that like a positive is that there's gonna be a different perspective, and I think it's very important for everyone to get everyone's perspective. You can't have a one-sided story and think that that's just the truth. So if you have everyone's little pieces from the story, you get the whole picture. I don't necessarily think that there's any cons towards it. Do you? I mean, you are a woman, hopefully. So
No, I mean cons as in like what ended up happening to the unofficial, official minister, female minister. So there was already, prior to this, a female minister,
Yeah.
like
With a big,
very recently, with a big title.
With a big title, but she's basically an admin clerk.
Yes.
You know, the senior admin clerk.
She got the nice, she's just been added to the name just so that she can.
She's an admin clerk with a corner office.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, so that for me is a negative thing. If the situation starts becoming, this great opportunity comes, but then it's just like the work that no one else wants to do.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And I don't know if it's a thing of to have got her a bigger salary, and that's why this title change needed to happen, or whether this was a transitioning thing, because it obviously made world news in inverted commas in our church. Because she is the first female minister. And maybe it was a thing of, okay, we're doing this, we're making an admin clerk for now, while the ruling is, because the ruling at that stage was there's no female ministers. So maybe it was like a preempt to what's going to come. How do you feel as a woman? You're about to start your career. You kind of have started your career. But you're now going into a career. And how do you feel as a woman going into a career, knowing all of these things that happens, and how men dictate so many things?
So one thing for me, I've been very lucky to have very kind and very independent women around me.
Yeah.
While I'm transitioning to becoming a working woman.
Yeah.
And also a lot of gay men. Like,
helps.
It's theater.
Yeah.
But I have brought up the conversation when I speak about if you're in an uncomfortable position, as in like this thing for as an actress performer. I wanted to find out, what do you do if you, let's say so if you guys don't know yet or don't know yet, I am an opera singer and that's what I do.
Yeah.
And then, so what do you do if you are cast, because you don't have a choice on castings.
Yeah.
If you're cast with like a 50, 60-year-old guy that has to be your intimate scene partner.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you look at all shows, the female always has to be the most perfect looking, young.
Yeah.
She needs to, okay, not necessarily young, but like if you are in your 30s, 40s, okay, that is young. If you in your mid-age range, you still have to look like you are ready to run a marathon. You have to be perfect in the society's eyes.
Yeah.
But then a man can have the biggest stomach. Can be wobbling on stage. It could be an old guy. And how do you deal with that situation? So the big thing was, well, you can't change it because it's a casting problem. Yeah. That's just theater needing to notice.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
But also the thing is, like, everyone always says you must treat yourself like an athlete.
Yeah.
We are athletes. Like, we are working.
Yeah, I get you, yeah.
I feel there's a lot of simple details, minor details in workplaces that needs to be changed. That's why I brought up the thing of no one will notice or no one will know until it's too late that all the females are admin clerks essentially. But that's a small detail that you wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
But it's it becomes a massive situation in the end of it.
Yeah.
Because then
there's this influx of women in these lower positions. Inverted commas. Sorry, I am hoing my fingers in. And an influx in men in the higher positions.
Or the public decisions.
Yeah.
Public affairs, events.
Look, I must say that it is definitely getting better in this world. There's a lot of change happening.
It is.
For me, it's just a thing of like, why what's the problem?
There's always a problem, yeah.
What's the problem? Why are we still circling?
And also, why are we taking so long to have it become like a stable thing? Like, it takes so long for it to actually be seen as a betterment to the space.
Yeah, it was first, okay, women can work now, or women can study now.
Yeah.
And then once you're working, okay, you're not getting the same pay.
But yeah.
And stuff like that. I mean, that still happens.
That still happens. But yeah, then it's not the same pay. Then it's like, okay, cool, you get closer to it. Then there's the benefits are not the same. There's just always something.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, I only get like 10 days paternity leave. You get 3 months maternity.
not in other countries.
Yeah.
I feel that women should fight for those spots.
Yeah.
Like, make them see that it's your space. Obviously, we don't want it to be a thing of you have to fake your way through and you have to fight hard and be... No, I'm saying fight as in... Just as everything else, we fight for it, compete to other people.
Yeah.
Show them that you are...
You are worth it. You are capable of it.
You are it.
Yeah.
They can't do anything without you. So, and if you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there.
Yeah,
you move on.
It's not like everyone must be in a position of power. Like, I don't care if that happens, that happens. For me, it's the best person should be in the position.
Yeah.
So my mother told me she used to be a school teacher, and so my mother is a person that's like, she wants to move, she wants to progress, she wants to grow, especially in a workplace. And so when she was a teacher, she would always try to start new initiatives and things like that. And eventually there was this head of department position open. And the principal at the time said that she should apply. But it was a acting head of department position,
Yes.
So she applied, she got it, and she'd start putting things in place, maybe policies. I don't know exactly what the term is, but she'd put things in place so that things can happen. And then the actual job gets advertised, and then a guy gets it.
Oh, wow.
And this would happen to her a few times. And then she said after a while, she put up her hand in a meeting one day, and the principal would like just try to ignore her and just like look away and not.
That's so horrible.
And eventually, she said she just stood up and she says, "Why every time there's a position open, I apply for it, but it's only the acting position. I do so much work for this, and then all these brothers get it. All these brothers get this job. Why? Why can't I get the job, even though I'm doing everything they would have done, or even doing it better?"
Yeah.
And they couldn't look at her in her face,
I find that so horrible. And I truly wish that we can just move, like you say, to a point of who is the best for the job.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with your gender, your sexuality, your
Race,
your being. It's just about the skill.
Yeah.
And the personality to be able to have the stamina and the drive for it.
Yeah, to do it, yeah. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.